I am John Bass, the current chairman of Organization of Catholic Men for Development, known as Ocmd. Ocmd is a faith-based organization established under the Diocese of Banjul, with its membership cutting across all the parishes within the Diocese of Banjul, from Katun to Koina. Our organization was formed in 2012 when a group of dynamic young men came together under one single purpose, which is to concert resources together, efforts together, and give back to the church, from whom we have received so much. So that is the sole purpose on which Ocmd was founded. Since our coming together and legally registering this organization in 2012, we have done so much together. As in the saying, one tree does not make a forest, but a couple of them. So we realize as individuals, alone we cannot do much, but when we come together, we are stronger. So we have been giving a lot of assistance to the needy communities, also to parishes or churches within the Diocese of Banjul. We also visited all the parishes within the Diocese of Banjul, from Katong, to Basse. And each community we have visited, we always ask them for their need, their priority list, their scale of preference, and most of them will always give us, different item or different request. Whenever we receive that, we always come together as members and make pledges. Notable among this is the Pews project we had in Soma and Bansan, where we spent $250,000 in each of these places. So basically $500,000 for the two projects. And also we did a lot at the seminary house in Lamin. There the roof was leaking, and in consultation with the director, who was Father Pascal then, we donated them corrugate and some roofing materials, nails, irons, etc. And then also give the seminarians some food item, for their sustenance. And other communities, some we fence their graveyard, we help to fence their graveyard. Other communities will buy them cement, some sand, some chairs, and some choir materials, to use. Members, we don't have external funding as we speak. All these projects are done solely and squarely by us, through pledges from members. Always we have one belief as members of Ocmd. It is the heart that gives. A giver does not necessarily have to have too much or enough to be able to give. Once the heart is willing to give, the little you have, you share. Sharing is caring, and as our faith always teaches us, it is always more rewarding to give than to receive. Also, as we go around communities, members will, chip in to take on board some kids. In other words, I don't want to say adopt, because that will take a much longer process. But we intervene in sponsoring kids. In other words, we identify kids, and then members, individually help to pay their fees and other school needs. Central in our objectives is also to support in terms of pandemic or some kind of disease or drug abuse. Support in mentorship program for the youths to avoid drug and alcohol and or drug misuse, drug and its related substances. And also widespread diseases in terms of COVID-19 and or AIDS, HIV and AIDS. But mainly during COVID-19, we intervened. We bought some foodstuff and distributed this across all the needy communities that were identified during the time, irrespective of any religious background or tribe or race. We just randomly distribute this to the communities that were identified within the Gambia. And all of that came from our pockets as well.
Main thing that we are proud of, every member is proud of, is what is happening in Kunkuja Mariama, the work we have done in Kunkuja Mariama at the grotto. We fence this place, we put railings, we plant the grass so that everything becomes conducive for prayers. You know, at the grotto here, every year we come here for pilgrimage, and we have this exercise we call Station of the Cross. It's part of the prayers we do here. So before 2011, 2012, this place was always dusty during the dry season. So one of our members raised this concern that some people don't attend the Station of the Cross because of the dust. So therefore, my idea is for us to go and plant the Bahama grass there, and then we watering them throughout the year. The grass will remain green, so that when the prayer comes, people can walk on the Bahamas, and the dust will not be happening. So we raise money, invest it in that project. So today we are proud of what we are seeing here, and the water, for watering, some of our members are plumbers, so they give us the design. We bought pipes, taps, and laid them on the ground, sprinklers, and then in the dry season, water will be flowing, and then the grass will remain green. We decided to hire someone who will be here regularly, every 3 days in a week, to do the watering of the grass. So every now and then, one of us or two of us will come here to pay a visit and see what is going on, or how is the grass growing, and then he give us a feedback in the meeting.
My name is Father Peter Lopez. I am the chaplain of the Organization of Catholic Men for Development, OCMD. They are well known in this diocese with OCMD. The name itself, it says a lot, being members of the church or in any other group you want the group to grow, not only physically but also spiritually. So that comes in, the role that I play in OCMD. I am their chaplain or their spiritual father. I'm supposed to nourish them spiritually by my words of advice and encouragement. And if they have spiritual exercises, they expect me to be there in order to guide them. The word development is important. You cannot have a church that is stagnant. So these men have taken it upon themselves as Catholics to see the areas that need development. And I know they have done a lot in the past, going from Basse to Kartong. They have really done a great deal of work. I am there to support them with my prayers and spiritual growth of each member.
We came to the realization that all this, chipping in from our pockets is not sustainable. So the first thing that we did was to write a strategic plan to guide our vision and direction. And then through that strategic plan, which is of a 5-pillar plan, one of it is central, which is sustainability, financial sustainability. So how do we go about this? Is to come up with some meaningful programs or projects, one of which is the Gala Dinner, and other crowdfunding programs that we will be embarking on in the future. And that's why this year we started with a Gala Dinner and Awards Night. In other words, to recognize people who have contributed significantly, in the fostering of peace and tolerance, that we are core in Gambia's history, because it's in this country that no Christian or Muslim. We come from different backgrounds. So we believe our fathers have laid a very strong foundation in peace and religious tolerance that needs to be sustained and maintained. And that's why we are awarding as a motivation to others, 5 prominent Gambians